All right, you either believe in ghosts or you believe in aliens. You can't have it both ways. Nerd soul. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of Talk Shop. And we've been getting into Ghostbusters for the last few weeks and having a ball. So let's get into some more Ghostbusters. Check it. Volume 3, issues 9, 10, 11, 12. Just fun. Now, this volume deals with Haunted America. And in Haunted America, Peck sends the team off to handle some calls around the world, around the nation. Pretty much basically taking care of spooks, specters, ghosts in Ohio. They hit Detroit. They hit New Orleans. I believe they hit Phoenix. And they hit Seattle. And it becomes a very fun road trip, right? Well, not exactly. Well, not for all of them. See, ghostbusting is still a dangerous job, all right? Like, don't let the glamour fool you. You know, you get burned, you get beat up, you get hung up and strung in the air and thrown across the street. All kinds of stuff happens. But when you're with a great team like Pete, like Egon, Ray, Winston, there's no better team to go extinguishing the ghostly demonic forces or whatever than with them. So when you get to Ohio, they meet this ghost that seems to be what they call a crybaby ghost. And the design for the character is so, it really exudes Ghostbusters, and it really starts to stretch the visual identity of ghosts and how weird and wacky all of them might be from one to the next. For instance, they hit up, once they, finish that up, they hit up Detroit, and there's a whole army of ghosts from, like the revolutionary times when these guys' souls just haven't rested. And we get a lot of great comedy from Pete, of course, and Winston debating on when and when not to help Ray. And it's just, Pete, he gets me every time. But Winston, of course, being the rock of the team, always makes sure to keep Pete on the sort of straight and as narrow as possible. But I love the gotcha juice, the final salute that comes from Winston to one of these, I guess, past life generals, that it's a touching moment, man. It brings everything back around to, yes, this is a crazy team. Yes, they go through crazy things, but they still hit on some very heartfelt notes that really drive home, how important it is to move on for these ghosts and these spirits and these energies that have been left behind, feeling like they're still wanting. And it's a nice touch. It's a very nice touch. Now, on the cool side, one of the most fun parts of this volume is when we hit the Big Easy, man. There's a lot of comedy in the Big Easy, from the people that respond to the Ghostbusters arriving to Marie Laveau, I believe is her name, and also the zombies that come after them. This is a very interesting tie-in or reference, if you will, and it's just fun. And it really drives home a very important story. I think a seed that they're laying is something where Marie Laveau, who is a voodoo queen, speaks to Egon about matters of the heart and gives him a special totem to keep with him, and she lets him know that you'll use it and you'll know when to use it. And that's very cool, man. It shows that, Egon is still learning that there's more to life than just science, and other people are helping guide him there because, the rest of the team, I'm not sure if they're equipped to help him with that. So before we move on to Roswell and all these crazy other places, let me remind you, you can find me on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. It's so cool. They got after shows, celebrity interviews. They follow up on Black Twitter, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, all that. You can find it on blackhollywoodlive.com. And once you check that out, you can continue to keep up with it from week to week on youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. So as the road trip continues, you have Roswell and some zombies or maybe ghosts. And this one, I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to slide past Roswell because you're going to get another nice surprise when it comes to the entry and the investigation of the FBI. I think you're going to really enjoy the Roswell story. I think you're going to love that city when they stop through. And even Seattle, man, they're able to kind of hobble together some research to be able to kind of overcome their task and, prevail as, of course, the number one paranormal team in the nation. Even though I think they're the only paranormal team in the nation, but that's not important. The important part is that through all of these issues, you also get to hear about Laura Parr, which takes place between Roswell and Seattle, where Pete decides to ride off by himself and ends up coming into contact with a Demon's Bend, if you will, of a road where there's a ghost driver, a ghost truck driver, and a young lady who is involved with this, recurring happening. And I think it's a nice little tidbit to get these extra shots in back of comic books to kind of give you a thread that follows along their road trip and also provides context into what happens in the actual issues. And it shows that Pete, he's there for you when you need him. I'll say that. Pete's not the ace of the team, but he's there when you need him. And I think the ingenuity that he shows in this extra storyline really comes through and shows that, he can hold his own on his, he can hold his own. The boy is bad. So, of course, I hope you guys have read this. Once again, as I continue on, these issues continue to be fun. You can rip through these. They're so fun to read. There's so much comedy, so many references. In the back of almost every panel, there's always some kind of 80s, early 90s references. It's so fun. And if you're a Ghostbusters fan, I definitely recommend this. So, of course, if you read it, jump down in the comments. Let's talk Ghostbusters. Holla at me. I'm going to holla at you. And before I bounce, I got to tell you guys to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there for all my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for them playettes. And thank you guys so much for supporting the Patreon. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can tell people that you like what you are watching. And my shout outs got to go to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And on the real, if I had to choose between aliens and ghosts, I think I'd have to go aliens, but I still love Ghostbusters. Peace.